Right now, millions use Claude for simple tasks like drafting emails or answering basic questions, unaware the same platform generates significant income for those who understand its technical positioning. Moving from casual usage to professional monetization requires a fundamental shift from generic, basic prompts to rigid structural analysis. Legitimate AI income results from matching a tool's specific technical strengths to high-value market needs. The first foundational pillar of this strategy is context retention. Most tools lose track of requirements partway through, but Claude maintains coherence across thousands of words. Holding this context ensures complex, detailed instructions are followed from the first word to the last. This creates a competitive advantage when producing long-form research reports or technical documentation, where quality must be sustained over massive output. Mastering context retention allows you to bypass high-volume content mills and focus on premium deliverables. The second technical pillar is multi-step reasoning. There is a functional gap between generating an instant response and executing a sequenced logical deduction, where accuracy is the primary requirement. This separates writing short captions from parsing unstructured survey data to identify specific market patterns. The final pillar is nuanced instruction adherence. Claude can manage multi-layered constraints, such as tone, strict formatting, and specific exclusions, simultaneously. In professional deliverables, failing to maintain these parameters partway through renders the final product completely unusable. Rigid adherence to instructions eliminates the common errors and hallucinations found in simpler AI workflows. These structural advantages let you pivot from low-effort tasks to detail-oriented deliverables that command higher rates. Method 1 applies these strengths to long-form content and research writing. B2B white papers and in-depth guides require a coherent argument maintained over several thousand words, a task perfectly suited to Claude's context window. The process involves using Claude to research the topic, structure a detailed outline, and draft sections that remain consistent with the overall narrative. The final stage requires a human layer of editing and fact-checking before the document is delivered to the client. Because clients need depth and coherence, these pieces typically earn between $100 and $500 each. Method 2 is script writing for documentary-style content. Documentary scripts are difficult because they must weave historical facts and timelines into a compelling narrative without losing logical flow. You feed raw research into Claude and use structural prompts to establish narrative hooks and clear act breaks. Claude's ability to maintain context ensures the pacing remains consistent across a 20-minute video runtime. This service is particularly valuable to creators in the history, true crime, and educational niches. Current market pricing for these documentary scripts ranges from $50 to $300. Both methods provide structural integrity over long durations, a deliverable that high-speed, low-context AI tools cannot reliably replicate. Method 3 is business documentation and process systems, which currently has very little freelance competition. Using an interview extraction technique, you can record a business owner describing their workflow and feed that transcript to Claude. Claude translates that chaotic information into structured standard operating procedures and training guides. Businesses regularly pay between $500 and $2,000 for these projects to avoid the dozens of hours required to write the documentation themselves. Method 4 involves complex data analysis and report generation. This positioning shifts your role from a general writer to a technical analyst. By utilizing Claude's reasoning, you can identify hidden patterns in raw survey results or sales figures. You then prompt Claude to structure those findings into a professional report with actionable recommendations. These analytical reports typically command rates between $200 and $800. Organizing complex business systems commands significantly higher market rates than simple text generation. Method 5 is building and selling prompt systems. This moves you from active service work to a scalable digital product. You build and test complex prompt architectures for specific industries, like real estate or legal drafting, and package them for sale. While the upfront effort to build and test the system is high, the marginal cost of selling the digital product afterward is zero. This method transforms Claude's capacity for complex instructions into a compounding revenue asset. Transitioning from theory to income requires a disciplined execution plan focused on building a professional portfolio. Step 1 is singular focus. Select one of the 5 methods based on your current skills. Step 2 is the proof of concept. Use Claude to create one high-quality sample deliverable that serves as evidence of your capability. Step 3 is targeted outreach. Identify 5 specific potential clients or platforms where your chosen method fits and pitch them directly. Step 4 is value-based pricing. Set your rates based on what the finished deliverable is worth to the client's business. Because Claude significantly reduces the time required for research and drafting, hourly pricing is an ineffective model for these workflows. Step 5 is managing the timeline. Expect the first few weeks to be dedicated entirely to sampling and outreach. The initial phase of building professional samples and refining your pitch typically requires 1 to 2 months before consistent income starts flowing. Many users attempt to mass-produce generic content, leading to low-value results and high competition. Competing on speed and volume against thousands of other users is a guaranteed race to the bottom. Success is found instead by leveraging Claude's specific strengths in depth and complex reasoning to solve high-value problems. Claude functions as an engineering tool for structural solutions, meeting specific high-value demands that the market is already paying for.